Hello and welcome to Dip in Time, where fun times are had, discoveries are made, and acceptance is welcomed through curiosity and creativity. I'm going to try and do something that I've never done before. So, our prompt today is, what do we want to accomplish in 2023? When you look back at the end of 2023, what feeling do you want to have? This is going to be a visualization, confidence building, positive self-talk, and be open to what comes forth. So I was doing some brainstorming ahead of time, or at another time, and this is what I've come up with. Where I am now, where do I want to be, and how sometimes we can feel, or we're taught, that when you go on a path, you start at one end, and it's a smooth line all the way towards the end. For me, in reality, it feels like it's a roller coaster. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then completely, it can occur as a complete drop. So like the drop of doom. Fair ride. When in reality, it's similar to that phrase of one step forward, two steps back, two steps forward, one step back. And it's more of like stairs. You're still moving forward, but it's not always smooth, it's not always straight, it's not always up, it's not always down. And if you look at this closer in, it's really more of, okay, well, I've got my steady feet, I'm going, yeah, I feel good, I'm going to go up. And then you kind of, how did I get here? Oh, here I am. Oh, there I am. And then, oh no, here I go. Where am I going to? Okay, here I am. Okay. And then it kind of goes up and down. So to me, it kind of feels like more of a stagger. Not in the sense of I'm dragging myself forward, but more of sometimes I am progressing and moving forward, not realizing where I've been. And it kind of looks like a dotted line. So my hope for 2022, as I'm moving towards whatever that may look like in 2023. And when I look at this, the words that come to mind, if I write down 2023, is hope. And I love flowers. Boundaries. What do they look like? What are they? What do they mean to me, to others? Happiness. I want happiness in my 2023. It's going to be new. I'm going to find new things, try new things, discover I don't like quite things, and I might be sad about it. And as I do that, I am going through my creativity, and I'm starting growth. And as I do growth, I find friends, and I'm hoping for health. And as I go through all of this, whether it be new starts, new beginnings, new ends, things I don't want, things I want changed, I have the freedom. And I need to remind myself, compassion. Compassion to myself, compassion to my thoughts, my feelings, my growth, my falls, for others. And raises. Raises can be in terms of compensation, money, but it all can be rises in self-confidence, in self-worth, raises within an area I am trying to grow, an area I am trying to try. So based off of all these words, what comes to mind, and you'll notice that there's all these different colors, there's different fonts, different thicknesses and depths, and some of them are not complete. The words that come to mind for me is colorful. And as I drew this, I scribbled. And then as I was thinking of this, I was thinking whimsical. You may notice I did write at that moment what would come to my mind, whimsical. Yes, it's not spelt correctly. And yes, I know that. I am aware of that. And yes, as a reminder, compassion. Compassion that in that moment, when I was trying to write the word whimsical, I had a brain fart. I know there's an H in there. Just didn't make it in there. The other thing you'll notice is there's different colors. Pink, it spills out whimsical, and I'm trying to be as whimsical and free-flowing as I am. And I'm shading in with different colors, different widths. Sometimes they're not all completely complete. They don't need to be. Maybe not. Sometimes they're just shaded, and there's oranges in there, and there's greens and dark gray. And how when you add colors in that moment, it changes the perspective of what you're looking at. What are you truly seeing? So, let's take this inspiration, and I'm going to do an acrylic pour, which I've always wanted to do, and I've never done. And I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to try this. And I'm going to take you along my journey as I do this, whether it be right or wrong, according to whom, whatever situation. This is where that whole principle of dip in time is where fun times are had. We're going to discover things, and we're going to find self-compassion, acceptance as we go through curiosity and creativity. So, I'm going to take this away. I have just a plain sketchbook, and this is probably not the right medium or materials to do acrylic pours on. Oh well. Does it really matter? You may say yes, but in this moment, not a chance. We're going to explore, we're going to discover creativity, curiosity, acceptance, that sometimes we don't have everything that we need for an ideal environment or support to achieve something we want so much. I haven't done this before because I wanted to make sure I had the right environment. I had the right materials. I had the right lighting. I had this and I had that, and I was confident and I was clean, and oh my goodness, all these things. What you may notice is I am just working on what I have. This covers my desk. This is the plastic liner of a shower. We were finished with it. Instead of tossing it in the garbage, I'm going to use it for my painting. I have a couple of little paper cups that you may use to rinse mouths or mouthwash, whatever. That's what I'm going to use. That's what I have available. So, I wanted to be colorful, and I was thinking brights, reds and pinks and blues and greens and yellows and oranges, and this is what I have on hand. And you know what? That's okay. These are beautiful colors. And let's see what they will show us in this exercise. Not even exercise, in this exploration. So give me a moment. I'm going to fill these cups with some of these because they're brand new. I haven't even opened them. I'm going to fill them, and then we're going to put them on the paper, and we're going to rise to see what occurs. Raise our curiosity and have some fun. Be right back. So I've unpackaged them, and I'm looking at the colors, and I'm going, oh my goodness, these are absolutely beautiful. And it makes me remind myself that they don't have to be bright and bold like reds and blues and greens. Look at the colors. They are beautiful in and of themselves. So I just want to try and zoom in and let you see these colors. They are absolutely beautiful in and of themselves, as well as together. Resembles us, beautiful, independently, and as a community. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some of them into here and see what this is going to look like. Now, from everything I've learned and everything I know, whatever you put in first shows up last or on the top. So that's a nice reminder that sometimes it doesn't matter where you are in a line or an organization. I'm just going to shake these. Make sure they're nice and mixed because they already have the pre-mixture in them. So I don't need to worry about one part this, two parts that. Way above my brain cells capacity at this moment. And that's what I liked about this is they were already pre-made for me, for my enjoyment. Because sometimes we don't like doing the hard work beforehand, but we just want the enjoyment. So, what I think I'm going to try and mix them differently and try not to overthink this process. Because remember, my word for 2023 is colorful, whimsical. Yes, 2 words, but they're mine. So, let's just start with a little. Just put enough in there to cover maybe a little more. Let's do some grape. Oh, like seriously, this is my first time doing this, so I don't know how much I'm putting into any of this. I am just going with it. So let me just put that down. And I think maybe I'm just going to mix them up. I know in some tutorials that I've seen, they put them in the same order, but I see there's like a lot of gray in there. So I'm just gonna have some fun. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Because I only have a tiny piece of paper, and it's not really paper made for acrylics. It's made for sketching. That doesn't mean I can't try and use it on this one, because this is mixed media paper. Let me turn it so you can actually read it, so you don't have to turn yourself upside down. So maybe I'll try this and this. Let's go for it. What the heck? That's what curiosity is all about. So let's grab a piece of paper out of this one. That's the mixed media. It's thicker, it has texture on it. I just ripped it out because I can. Okay, so before we do anything else, let us put our lids on our paint. Because sometimes I have butterfingers, and sometimes I have butter elbows or hands. What are those? Well, they have a mind of their own and they knock everything over. It's kind of like butterfingers, where your hands are slippery and you just lose control. So, which one should we try? That one or that one? Let's try this one on top of that one and see what happens, because we can. we are not confined to an absolute. So let's see if I can get this in the full frame. We're gonna flip this over the top like this. Okay. And we slowly lift. Wow. Okay, I know that didn't quite sound right, but that is cool. And yeah, you can see the light that I have over here is showing polka dots on the art. However, I am loving how it is simply going, and it's got a line within it. Let me grab my writing tool. You can see all the lines, and look, it's moving. Oh, if I press on it. I'm thinking it looks like a person. Yes, it's upside down, but that's okay. It's upside down to me too. Oh, that is cool. Okay, so what happens when we blow on it from the top? There's some bubbles that are popping. Okay, so I just went and got a couple of straws to help me, and they're just regular straws. This one's a bamboo one. This is one of those that you can use as a recycled metal tip that has a scoop on it. Let's see what happens. Okay, that was the bamboo one. Here comes our metal one. Now this one's got the little scoop end on it. So it is different. I think what I'd like to do is add a little more gray to this. So I'm just going to pop this open because it has a hole in the top of it. And let me pray to goodness that it comes out slowly. Told you, brand new, never done it. Oh, here comes the drops. Just watch as it moves. And I'm just going to do it randomly. You may hear some noises in the background. That's just my son having fun on with his friends. Now, let's grab a tool. This is a very special tool. It's really hard to find, but everybody probably has one. It's called a wooden toothpick. Okay. Oh, look at this little guy over by himself. Here we go. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm going to take a nice deep breath and enjoy this moment. I'm just going to have some fun dragging it whichever way it feels like dragging. And I'm not going to worry about how it looks. I've got it on a slant. Kind of like that. Look how it blends. Some are thicker than others. Some are clear. You can use whatever tool you have available to you. Oh, that is so cool. Okay, what do I do with my paper towel? Oh, I have a tissue. I'm just going to wipe my finger. Wipe this. And I'm just going to continue because I really quite like how it's marbleized. And I think it's interesting how there's like some pieces that are actually bare. That's the paper. So I can wipe it as much as I want and it's not changing. And I kind of like this empty space here, and then there's like this one over here which is like the mirror image of it. And as I'm looking at it, I almost see like a totem animal. What do you see? Is there a fish? Is there an eagle? Is it a panther mouth? Is this mouth open? Let me see. I'm just going to get some more blows to it. And I'm not used to this, so I'm not sure how much or how hard to blow. I know that sounds really very strange, and yet it's the truth. See how the gold's coming out of it? Oh, a little too hard but for my liking. But see how it comes back? And it's reminding me that regardless of how hard we may go through things or how we may feel about certain things, we're resilient. That is very cool. For me. You may feel differently, and that is okay. I've never done this before. Oh, look how it squishes out when how it pours out when I squish the paper down or push the paper down. I think I'm going to try and do something with this little section here. Let's turn this, because of the way I have my stuff set up. And let's see if I can, I just about threw my tissue in there. Oh, look at the grays coming out of it. It's starting to dry, and that's okay. I really like the gold as it's coming out. I'm just going to turn it again, just so I have an angle of hitting them without sticking my head in the lights. Yes, this is a good breathing exercise. Just thinking. Let's see, put more gold out. I want to bring that back in, I think. So I'm just going to blow the other way. Oh, that's very cool. And that's one thing I'm cautious with in terms of painting, because I'm used to digital art where I can undo if I've done something that I don't like. With physical art, there is no undo, which is like life. So I have a little bit of paint in here. Let's add it in here so we don't. I'm just going to add it. And once we're finished, or we get to not that we're finished, once we get to a place where we are content with letting it dry, we'll do so. So I'm blowing in here, but it's not moving, which tells me it's drying, and that's okay. Because sometimes things will stop moving in our life, and that's okay. It's not within our control. And you'll notice that as I'm doing this, I keep trying, that's the light right there. So if I can try and block the light, let's see if I can switch so you can actually get a full representation of what this sucker looks like. Sorry, what this beautiful piece looks like. That is very interesting. So I'm just going to turn my other lights off for the moment and see what it looks like. And just do the camera light. Oh, I switched light. As I said, first video. Bear with me. I am trying to do things I have not done. So I'm going to leave it like this, I think. Turn that light off a little. Let's see if we can get this circle out of here. It's a new camera. Never done it before. And of course it's not working for me, but that's okay. Oh, you know why? Because this other light's still on. That's what we're seeing. Okay, now I have no lights. So let's try this again. And bring the light back on. Whoop. Now on camera, it does definitely look more browns and Indian red. That chestnutty. Oh, see how it's moving still? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and up there by the eye, now we have a crescent moon. Oh. Okay, put it down. Put it down, put it down, put it down. So I'm going to turn the other lights back on. Let it readjust. And this is my 2023 colorful, whimsical, and I like how I just realized how it's facing up and to the right. So for those that are not familiar with digital communications and marketing, ooh, that was close. Left is the past, right is the future, top is positive, bottom more negative. And I'm really interested that this turned out that it went from small, insignificant, unseen, and how it's gotten big and open. And what initially I thought as oopsies. It's like this is going to the top positive, right future, and there's a possibility. And it's not angry, but very interesting. So, if you have lasted this long with me, you have stayed with me this long, I am very grateful. Thank you. The little bunny says hello. No, he's not going to eat them. But thank you. Thank you for being who you are, what you're doing, where you are. You are doing the best you can with what you have. In this moment, no one can question. Your voice matters. Sending you good vibes, safe space. Welcome to the community. I will see you soon, raccoons. Thank you.